we've been putting this one off for a while just because we've all been busy. But I'm back with Beavis, and we are returning to Ville Platte, which is where he and I are sort of from. Like, we met in high school here in ninth grade?
Yep.
Ninth grade. We were the little jack in the back of the class being stupid. I haven't been here much in 20 years. I didn't realize I got a big old Keats there now.
They closed their little store here and opened that one. This used to be Snook's Bar years ago.
Oh yeah, they tore that down.
Down as an old classic bar.
Okay. VFW Hall here on the outskirts of town has this old tank outside. I remember seeing this since I was a little kid. Next to the VFW Hall, if you're from here, you probably know that the Jungle Club used to be over here, but that's been torn down. What's that?
I think some of the doctors live right here.
Oh yeah.
Which has been a very long time.
A little bit nicer part of town. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately Ville Platte has, I mean, like a long time ago Ville Platte was a really nice little town, but even by the time I left in '99, it was really on the decline. So the little Circle K they used to have up here, I used to go there all the time. That was the first place I ever got cappuccino. Okay. And up there on the corner.
Circle K here it is.
Is that still the Burn store up there?
Yep, still there.
The Burn store. Everybody calls it that because it's like stuff from like stores that burn out and stuff like that. It's a thrift store kind of thing.
Yep, right here coming up on the left.
The Burn store.
Discount groceries.
Yeah, but everybody just called it the Burn store. So Ville Platte has two main one-ways. We go,
so this house, that was Dr. Chuck Aspel's house.
Okay. Yeah, so you go this way, and then you go over a few blocks, you come back the other way. And then there's what, Lincoln on the other side? That's a two-way? We used to walk this all the time.
An old doctor's office right there, and now it's a public library. This right here where I'm turning used to be a Gulf station.
Yes.
A Gulf gas station, full service. You would pull up and they would come out and pump your gas right here.
Ding, ding.
Yep. And it was a nice old building, just classical.
Is this where your trailer used to be?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it's just trees now, but yeah, like when we met, that's where your dad's trailer was back there.
My dad had a shop right here, a detailing shop.
Yeah, I was gonna say detailing
shop here. Stayed busy, and he lived there. Check it out. This was one of the doctor's house. It's falling apart now. Look at it.
Oh wow! Hold on.
I hadn't seen it in years.
Look at that.
It's just collapsing. It was a nice old house.
Yeah.
Had a garage, and it's just falling apart. And there's just
Yep.
This used to be a big shop right here on this slab. You pull in.
Yep. Oh, I remember how many times I'd come over here.
Yep. We'd have nights where we'd drink in the house back here. Yeah. It's gone now. Everything's gone.
Yeah, we met in what?
95, 96.
96, I think. Yeah, in ninth grade English class, and yeah, we've been friends ever since then.
Oh yeah.
I do remember the Mikey's Donut King. I remember going there at like 3 in the morning, like hungover. We'd go there. This big house right here. At one point, my aunt rented that place. And I mean, like for a rent house, that was a nice big house. Oh, we got a traffic jam, a Ville Platte traffic jam. Look at this. I think the Aveo in front of us is having trouble going over 15. Little Family Dollar. And so now we're going down Main Street, the old Arduino's funeral home. That's where like everybody does funerals here. Let's just say that Main Street is not what it used to be. Once we get down here, we're going to stop at some of the more abandoned places.
Burger place years ago.
Yes, that was my cousin's.
$2.99 burger, fry, and drink on Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
My cousin's wife's family owned that.
Used to be a movie theater in this empty lot right here. Little 2-screen movie theater, little narrow building.
Yeah.
I saw a couple movies there when I
This was the old library.
Yep, that was an old library. The Evangeline Parish Library right up.
at one time, I'm guessing like back in the 60s or so, this was a really nice little town.
Yeah, this is still law office area.
Okay.
In fact, it's the parish seat. We're coming up on the courthouse on the next block.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna turn here, a couple old buildings. Some of them were turned into lawyers' offices.
Yeah.
Like this one.
Oh.
I think what, 7th, 8th grade?
Ninth grade.
9th grade? No,
Oh, that you started here?
I think so. It was junior high over here on this side.
This is a pretty old school. I'd have to look it up, but I want to say it was built like what, in the 30s or 40s?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big 2-story building. It actually has a basement, which is really weird here in South Louisiana. And then on this side, that's 7th and 8th grade.
Yes.
In a separate building.
This is Ville Platte. We used to stand out there and get bricks thrown at us.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember somebody yanked a pencil sharpener off the wall, like up in one of these classes, and hooked it at a teacher and clocked him in the head. I remember that. What else? Oh, that time you tried to go around the back of the building?
It was a big water puddle, and I grabbed a cable on the side of the building right around the corner just to get around the water puddle. And I guess I pulled a wire and it sparked and it damn near fell in the water puddle and it shorted something out.
Yep, we had some interesting times at Ville Platte High.
Some of the other classes like biology we had in here, some of the PE classes were in this building.
Yes.
And the gym's coming up right here, basketball gym.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they actually upgraded it a little bit, cleaned it up.
Yeah, I mean it's an old building, but it's a cool old building actually.
Yeah. For Ville Platte, it's maintained.
Yeah, old time high school. So
Football
further,
field here.
yeah, there's a football field.
And elementary's back here. There's the
I
elementary.
remember one time, I don't remember who it was, but I remember somebody was out here and dropping paint cans onto cars down there that were parked at the bottom, but I don't remember like who that was. It was like 10th grade or something like that. So this is the neighborhood that I used to live in. That building's open and unsecured. So at the time when my mom and I left this house, $9,000 is what we sold it for. This one right here.
Yep.
Yep.
At its time, it was a very nice little house.
Yeah, and you see, like I was a teenager and I had the room off to the left, so I had my own door to go in and out at night. And I mean, I was a troublemaker, so it worked out perfectly for me. Back toward the courthouse in downtown. You will definitely see a lot of older and abandoned structures in Ville Platte because at one time this was a really prosperous little town that was booming.
Well, like I said, it's the parish seat. This is the parish.
Yeah.
The courthouse, everything's done here.
Yep. So I think the 911 center is based out of there. It's the sheriff department, everything like that. I forgot that they had an LSU Ag Center here. And this is the old courthouse. I guess we'll go ahead and turn in.
So you can turn in. The old Vietnam chopper.
Oh yeah, that's true. They got the chopper. They got the bell. Yeah, let's get down and check it out. So despite living here when we were younger, you know, I mean, we weren't exactly paying attention a lot to what some of the monuments and stuff were. I'm not exactly sure the story behind this bronze statue here. If you happen to know it, please leave it in the comments. Again, I'm not an expert on everything, you know. We live down here and kind of want to go exploring and stuff.
We didn't pay attention to this stuff.
No, not at all.
This was from the old courthouse. The bell that was on top of the old courthouse. I think they kept it whenever they...
Yeah, you can actually see, I'm assuming those are bricks from the old courthouse.
Yeah, 19.
Let's walk around. Got this really cool obelisk down here. Again, Ville Platte has some cool stuff that really a lot of towns in South Louisiana do not have. Like, this place had its shit together at one point. Way more than most towns I've ever seen in South Louisiana. Which is so odd to see the sort of dichotomy of how it's fallen apart now compared to, you know, what it used to be.
People from Evangeline parish in World War II. Wow.
We got these army howitzers out here. I mean, obviously these are actual, you know, I mean, de-armed now, but these are actual old howitzers. They've got another one over here. Got this really nice little marble bench dedicated to veterans' wives. This is a memorial to the brave men and women who served through the Vietnam era. And they've got an old Huey. Guessing it's a, I don't know, Huey 204 maybe. I don't know my Vietnam. I don't perfectly know my Vietnam era choppers, but pretty sure that's a Huey.
Nice. Over here, a little green building. I remember that was the little JTPA summer program. I don't know if anyone remembers those. They don't have that around anymore. I had 2 summer jobs. I want to say around 96, 97. Minimum wage was what, 4 something back then, 5 something. But hey, I worked a couple of summers there, made some summer money for school. That's gone now.
There's, if my camera will focus, that's Ville Platte Elementary School. I never had the honor of going there. I moved around
middle school.
Yeah, I moved around a lot in elementary school, so I never went here.
Look at the little buckets.
You will definitely see a lot of abandoned properties in Ville Platte, but then like some nice ones right next to it. Just kind of depends. I'm guessing original owners passed away, handing them down to a kid or several kids who didn't, you know, live out of state or something, didn't care. That happens a lot everywhere.
That's where we took our ag classes right there. There was a woodwork shop right here.
Mm-hmm.
Behind the lunchroom, there was a woodwork shop. Long ways right here. It's
Yeah, which for viewers, we're back at Ville Platte High is where we're at.
Oh yeah, we just made the loop. But right here's the lunchroom, our old cafeteria, and a few feet by this fence, I believe, was the wood shop.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yep. I don't know what this says on the front. Welcome to our Hayagam trap.
This was 7th and 8th grade building right here.
Uh-huh.
Could be a very nice house if somebody put some money into it.
Mm-hmm. There's so many houses in Ville Platte that could easily be rehabbed, but unfortunately, just nobody wants to move in and take care of them, you know?
Yeah.
So right now we're headed. What's this right here?
This is the Carey's Rue.
Okay. This is their old building, or is this an...
This might have been an old. I don't think this is...
I don't think this is the current one. Ville Platte Utilities and Purchasing Annex.
This is where you get Carey's Rue from.
Yeah.
Louisiana brand Rue.
So this is the old cemetery. We're gonna pull in toward the middle, and we're actually gonna get down and walk a bit, because this is the oldest, most crowded cemetery I have ever seen in my life, and I find it really interesting. Trying to figure out what this is on the roof. It looks like maybe it was an old plastic sign or something that somebody put on there.
to kind of keep it from getting wet. Looks like they're going to do some renovations to it.
Yeah, maybe so. A lot of the graves here are quite old. These are definitely not even the oldest ones. And probably the thing that strikes me the most is how close a lot of them are. These are probably not even the closest ones. But there are sections of this cemetery where you can't even get a single foot in between the graves. You'll see something like this, which, let's see if it even has a plaque. Yeah, this one was died 1914. And I don't think that's the oldest grave in here. As you can see, some of them are literally butted up to one another. It's an old cemetery, so they're completely out of room. I did manage to find one older. This is 1891. I mean, it's overgrown with grass. And then we've got this one next to it. All of these are quite old. This one no longer has a plate. I know it's so...
Yeah, you try not to walk on.
Yeah, you're trying really hard not to walk on graves, but it's just so packed, you know? 1915.
So that's how old the cemetery is.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the old cemetery. Never came here much. Never visited much. I have a friend I went to school with who lost his life when we were young. He's on the other end here. I've only came once, so yeah, I never really stopped by. There may be something here because I mean it's vacant space.
I'll bet
that's
you
old markers. So
I'll bet you there's actually a grave, like a brick gravestone under this grass.
Probably so.
So it dawned on me that people who are not from Louisiana might be wondering, you know, why we have these gravestones above ground like that.
Yeah, it's really moist climate. It's wet just to walk around here, so you can imagine just water table.
Yeah, basically if we don't do them this way, first good flood, and the caskets will start popping up. So that's why a lot of these are either above ground or have a large stone on them right on top. I know you're not supposed to be burning in town. I have no idea what's on fire, but Lord knows. So this is Main Street.
Ville Platte, the only town where you have to look both ways to cross a one-way street.
Yep, pretty much. I'm sure it's still the same way, but when we were here, let's just say there's a lot of people that ride bikes because they don't have a license anymore.
Because this parish, not only town, has more bars per capita than any other place that I know of.
One really cool thing about Ville Platte was back in its heyday, there were, I want to say 2 or 3 different recording studios, and a lot of like music from down here was recorded back in Ville Platte back in the day.
There's an old phone number, the old area code 318. It's no longer 318, it's 337.
Yeah, and we used to have several buildings down here with murals on the side of them.
Main Street Pub and Grill. This used to be a little, I don't know, arcade at one point. Bar.
Trying to get that.
Some of these buildings
broken windows and stuff over there. I mean, a lot of downtown is pretty much abandoned, unfortunately.
Yeah. Another bar right there.
Another bar. Yeah, I remember Donnie's, whatever it was called. Yeah, I remember that one.
Keep walking, you'll find another one.
Is that burn damage up there?
Possibly.
I think that's burn damage.
Old. Where we just parked was an old furniture store years ago that caught on fire, I think in the 90s. It was so big of a fire that it jumped to the building across the street where that empty lot is. Where we parked here. The fire was so massive that it jumped and burnt the building across the street.
If you fight or start any confusion, You will be removed from premises / banned for good. This is Jack Blues Pool Hall. Washington police. I don't know what's going on there. Yet another bar.
Another bar?
Yeah, Ville Platte has no lack of bars, but I mean,
neither does Mamu.
No, and I mean, I know, because when we were here, you know,
we wanted to go to the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's pretty much all there is to do here. Alan's Barber Shop.
Old barber shop.
Like I said, I think it's so a shame, because at one point this town really had its shit together compared to like everywhere else I've ever lived in Louisiana, you know?
Oh, here it is. Cafe Evangeline. This used to be the old bank note, because a long time ago it was a bank. Was a bank many years ago. Then in the, I think, late 80s, early 90s, if I'm not mistaken, my dad used to come drink here. It was the bank note at one point. Club, bar, whatever it is. Now it's a very nice cafe.
So this plaque was put in '09. This is here at the little cafe.
Look, Mike, back up here.
Oh yeah, it still has the Ville Platte Bank on it. It's even got bank up there.
Yeah, it was a bank years ago, like I said before. Many drunk people stumbling out on this curb back in the 90s. I've heard stories.
I'll say, no, we all did a lot of stumbling around Ville Platte.
But it's a nice old building, very nice. Nice little park here that they added. This was a friend of ours' sister. At the time, they had a little thrift shop, kind of like a flea market.
I remember
Chris's Corner. And I think they lived upstairs and the shop at the bottom.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Nice little shop. I don't know why they moved down here. Could have been to get a bigger building. This is now the city hall. It used to be a bank. There's the police department here.
Bienvenue à Ville Platte. Ville Platte, by the way, means flat town.
Yes.
Like that's all it means. So we were just looking at that. If I recall, that was a pawn shop. Remember?
Yeah,
because like we used to go and get all our CDs and stuff there, and now it's a bar too. You know, so I want to clarify that I don't want to punch down on Ville Platte, because I mean Ville Platte's fallen on hard times. I want to say a few years ago they were even talking about calling in the National Guard to restore order. And I mean, if you guys have watched my other videos, you know that I just show you things as they are. I'm not going to cherry coat them, and I'm also not going to try to make it worse than it is. You know, it's like, this is how it looks. That's why we drive around old neighborhoods and stuff and show you what Louisiana actually looks like. Ville Platte has fallen on hard times. It used to be a really nice place, and I do hope that eventually the city gets rehabbed, you know, but for now, unfortunately, it has some issues, you know, but it is a very interesting place. The food is amazing, and people here are probably the nicest I've ever met anywhere. Like, I made friends here easier than anywhere. I mean, you know, I mean, we've been friends for 20-something years now, you know, and we had lots of friends here. So it is a wonderful place, and I'd like to see it do better. All my best wishes for it, you know. It's just, I want to show you what it looks like right now. I'm pretty sure it's not there anymore, right? No, the pig stand.
The building's still there.
The pig stand was awesome. It was just a place to come get some Cajun food. But like back then, it wasn't like niche.
This old building right here.
Yeah, it wasn't niche like, oh, it's Cajun food. Like, no, it was just
a burger joint.
It was just food, you know. It's like, we're Cajuns, that's the food we eat. So, hey, come get some rice and gravy and stuff. It was delicious.
This right here used to be Floyd's record shop. It's now, what is it? An accountant office.
Yes.
But it was a big record shop where they sold and repaired instruments, accordions, violins, stuff like that. They still have a building on the other side of town.
Yeah, Floyd's record shop was a big deal back in the day.
CDs there as well. Until they banned Maryland.
It's one of the few things that a lot of people do know about Ville Platte. This is Sacred Heart High School. Well, we didn't know anybody from there because we were poor, you know. So
Sacred Heart Church.
Yeah, and there's Sacred Heart Church. I would go show off the inside, but I'm sure it's probably locked.
Turning here, Jack Miller's.
Okay. Remember when they got the Burger King? Like, we flipped our lids. We were like, what? A Burger King?
Now it's like I will never eat it at least.
Yep. No, that was like Taco Bell. When we opened a Taco Bell the first time here, there were lines like there was a car line like 2 blocks long because nobody could get tacos before.
Little neighborhood in the back of Ville Platte. It's a nice little road. Union Tank rail car companies back here where they repair rail cars. We'll pass by the front of it. I used to work there 20 years ago. Jack Miller's, where they make Jack Miller's barbecue sauces here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to pass in front of that. That's why we took a little detour.
Oh, some more smoke. Ah, what's going on? Ville Platte is the smoked meat capital of the world, but I don't think that's what's going on.
What's this? A trailer. And then a nice house.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anywhere in Louisiana, unfortunately, you will see like a couple of nice houses and then some really bad properties in disrepair. A lot of times, sadly, it's because like an estate got it, you know, it's like 12 kids and one kid lives there and they tore it up, you know, or something like that. What is this?
This is a Union Tank rail car company.
Okay.
They repair.
That's cool. If you've ever had Jack Miller's barbecue sauce, that's where it comes from. And I tell you, a cool thing about it is whenever they're cooking a batch, the whole town smells like Jack Miller's.
Grew up on Jack Miller's barbecue sauce, and when I moved and I tried other barbecue sauces that people had, or barbecue burger or barbecue whatever, and it was just like Kraft or that hickory stuff or KC, I was like, what is this? It's like a spicy ketchup. Like, no, it's not barbecue sauce. Jack Miller's is the barbecue sauce that I prefer.
Jack Miller's is not quite like other barbecue sauces.
No. That empty lot used to be Franklin's skating ring, our old bus driver skating ring.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't he also repair shoes?
Yep, repair shoes and stuff. The building's gone. It's an old wooden building. Our friend Chase has a windshield repair business here. You ever need glass fixed while you're in town? Yeah, the rice dryer. My grandmother had a house back here. Up ahead to the left used to be Herbert's Grocery, an old-time little meat market and grocery store.
Yeah, that's true.
It's right here.
It's amazing how much I've forgotten because I moved in 2000.
Herbert's Grocery.
Oh, I remember coming there all the time. Yep. I used to know this town like the back of my hand, and I've been gone for 23 years.
They made a Subway out of that little 2-story building.
I do. I remember that.
And it didn't last.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just turning off here.
Another boarded up house. More storm damage that never got repaired. You see that a lot around Lafayette.
Nice old house that's starting to lean over.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it straight.
Yeah, I mean even around Lafayette you will see quite a few like that.
It, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Rather than tear it down and put a trailer there in 4 years.
Hey,
store it now.
If that, you know, I mean, a lot of times they just fall apart. Is this? Yeah, it's a camper that's on fire. Okay. Or maybe there's something behind it, but anyway, it's a camper that it was on fire.
But back then, it was like $4 for a haircut.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yep.
Right here.
Used to come sit there, and the fun thing was all the
family hair care. Used to be Doucette's Barbershop.
Yeah,
same thing.
And the fun thing was the old Cajun men would be in there speaking French.
Yep.
And they tell
tiny waiting room.
Yep.
Small spot with a couple of chairs.
Yep.
Nice.
And they tell jokes in French, thinking that none of us could understand it, and most young people couldn't. But I could catch like the gist of the joke, and then I'd giggle, and they just look at me like, "Holy shit, you understood that?" This was a car lot, you said?
Yep, Kelly's car sales. Kelly Woodman's car sales. Years ago.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that.
My dad had worked here for the man.
Yep. Is this still open, the Peking?
Nope, they just closed it recently.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember it. Obviously, I've been gone for 23 years. This is I don't know what direction we're west.
Back into Ville
I think this
Platte.
is like the west side of town, something like that. I don't know. I-49 is behind us.
We're on the east side of town.
The east side of town.
That's towards Appaloosa.
Okay. Yep. So we're coming
back towards Ville Platte.
We're coming back into town. On the left side up here is B&S Grocery. There's like a little meat market, boudin stuff. They got some good stuff too. I remember getting boudin there all the time.
This old restaurant here used to be a Mr. Cook. If you remember Mr. Cook.
El Charro. Yeah, it's closed down now.
There'll be an here.
So we're gonna pull in here.
Right here on this little lot used to be.
Oh yeah, the Daiquiri Shack, yeah, Daiquiri Shack. I think it was
Pretty
called.
Good.
Yep. Oh, I remember the Daiquiri Shack because they did not ID.
This used to be a classic Walmart years ago.
Yep.
Outside of town had a little Walmart.
Yep.
Remember those?
Regular little Walmart.
And it was a dirt cheap for years, and then they just shut that down. So yay.
And now it's a El Flamingo. That was, of course, a Pizza Hut.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's probably the Pizza Hut sign that was torn down years ago.
They've made it several restaurants, and
I love that every small town, especially in the South, has a building that you can clearly tell used to be a Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
So this is where the new Walmart's right here. Obviously, they got a little Murphy station, like all of them. Sonic used to be on the other end of town where we first came in.
That's torn down now. You can almost guess what this building used to be up here on the right. It's a little multi thing now.
Yep.
That used to be a Winn-Dixie.
Yep, that was the Winn-Dixie. That was like the big store in town.
Big grocery store, one we had coming up right here. Just look at the outside. Take a guess at what it used to be.
Taco Bell.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
That's actually a great Chinese restaurant. They do serve really good food there.
Yeah.
But you can tell it was a Taco Bell.
Yeah, that was the Taco Bell that people were lined up for miles to get tacos.
We didn't have a Taco Bell around.
No, we didn't have any. We didn't have any ethnic food back then.
And it showed up one day, and everybody went nuts because we had a Taco Bell.
Yeah, I love that. To us back then, that was ethnic food. You know. This is Tate Cove Road. This is sort of. There's a decent bit down here as well. Here's our champagnes. You know, we got one. Well, we got one here. Got one in Opelousas. Got one in Karen Crow, where we're from.
Bill's Dollar Store on the end.
Yes, I definitely remember the Bills.
Brown's Furniture. Oh yeah, that used to be a little Frosty's.
Oh yeah.
Place.
Yep. Yeah, Tate Cove Road. If you keep,
opened it,
if you keep going that direction, that's heading out toward Kazan's Lake. So the area coming up, we circled back. We used to. This is where me and a lot of friends used to hang out. This little store right here used to sell single cigarettes, cheap liquor, and stuff like that. From what I remember, we always just called it Big Nose. That was like what everybody called the store.
Big Nose.
Yep, Big Nose store. I don't even know why, honestly. And we used to hang around down here. Let's see, old buddy's house was like right up here somewhere.
If it's still standing, because that was.
Yeah, that house was pretty bad. Was it maybe that one? I don't remember.
No. It was up here in Buddy's trees.
Okay, I think maybe it was this one. Yeah, it was this one right here that we used to hang out at. And we'd sit out there in the driveway drinking 40s and playing dominoes and shit.
I could have sworn it was right one of these. But
now you're thinking of the old house, the pink house.
Okay.
But that was the second house. Yeah.
Well, for coming up on Mannix's old house. And we just remember Mannix. Because his dad was a bus driver, so he built this house. I remember the story. The man built this house over here to the left. He built this house to accommodate his bus because he was a carpenter and a bus driver. He made it to where he built it out of all the recycled bricks, I believe, and built it to fit his bus under this carport here. And it was a cool little house.
Or as we say in the South, a carporch.
Yeah.
Made us a carporch, yesha.
Used to be Tony's Tire. Look, you can still see his sign up top here. Doug now owns it. Good guy. He sells tires. Very fair. Old neighborhood.
So we're heading across. We're heading across to Lincoln, which is the road that runs both ways. It's a two-way instead of the one-ways in the other parts of town.
Nice fencing. It's weird. A lot of places around here have that really nice house and then a derelict old house falling down next to it. Look, a nice brick house and then one that's got a lean to it. Or one that's like, please tear it down before it becomes a hazard.
Yep. I mean, we see that quite a bit in Lafayette, you know, even though there's obviously more money around Lafayette, but you still see that, you know?
Wow.
And sometimes even in the really nice neighborhoods, you know, $300,000 houses, and you'll just see like one of them that's completely falling apart. Sometimes with vagrants living in it. Yeah, this little shopping center used to be really full of stuff, and I mean, there's
used to be
just
a Save-A-Lot, a video store,
yeah,
a couple of clothing shops, and now it's just an AutoZone driving it.
Wow, that's crazy. I remember there used to be the video store like right up there.
This used to be the apartments where my grandmother lived.
Yeah, that was
when I was young.
Senior housing.
Yeah,
I think it still is.
Village de Memoire, Village of Memories. I remember coming here as a kid. That's why I'm passing right here.
Yeah, I remember the little. I want to say.
Around.
I want to say the guy that owned the video store was Vietnamese.
I think so, but they had a lot of games. A lot of movies,
and
a large selection.
When I had fallen out of the truck that one time in Mamu, and I was all scraped up with road rash, and I went over there, and he asked me if I fell off a motorcycle. I'm like, no, not quite.
This used to be a video center.
Yes. Oh, there's a lot of movies and games there. I know we both did.
Most of the video shops they had around here, that was the one that had a lot. City Trend, everything. Used to be Save-A-Lot when they sell molded food. I was. We'd open some stuff and it was green.
Yeah.
Now it just gave up on opening it to anything. Well, there's lights.
Oh no, I think we're seeing reflections from
some of the
piping.
I see lights on. Coming up on a few offices that are still functional around here. I think we got a dentist office up ahead. I remember also this little brick building on the corner used to be Pizza King. They made homemade pizza there.
Yep, and there was what, a video store right around
up
there.
ahead. I used to know that one too.
Yeah, because I lived a little bit further down.
So that one was closer for us. It used to be Four Corners.
Yep.
It used to be called Four Corners. They had all kind of stuff there. You can get fried ants, fried grasshoppers, weird little things like that. I remember Dad going there, hey, they got fried crickets in there.
I don't remember fried crickets.
Yep. I never had it. I never even looked at it, but I heard back when I was young.
Wow,
Hey,
look at this building up. Look at that building up there.
That used to be a Napa.
That's what that was?
A bumper to bumper or a Napa.
Yeah, that's true.
A Napa building.
Yeah, that's true. I do
Auto
remember that.
special, yeah. And
that was the video store. No? It wasn't?
Turning around to show you because we missed it looking at the Napa store. This used to be Movie World, right?
Yeah, right here in the corner, right?
Movie World. Look, it's still titled Movie World on the sign.
Oh,
Mr. Clyde, I think, owned it.
Thought so.
And he's a cool old man. And he had all kind of stuff too. He had a lot of Sega CD games that we would rent back then. Obscure stuff. And right before he sold it, he still had a large selection of those old games and CD games and stuff that he was selling. I think I went and got a few years ago.
Our Lady, Queen of All Saints. I remember coming here, my cousin got married in there. It was actually a really pretty church. You hear fireworks going off. It's New Year's Eve today.
Wow. Pick it up, get a shed, something.
It's like the Civic Center, I think.
Yep.
It's actually a pretty nice little Civic Center, if I recall.
A lot of lean.
We're probably about to end this video because I think we've gone most places in Ville Platte.
Shots to do on the other end.
Yeah, but I think, you know, one of the last things we got to do is slap your mama. So, like, obviously this was not here when I was here.
This was a dealership at one point. You can kind of tell the old style of the building. Ford dealership, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But they turned it into seasoning.
Yeah. I mean, Slap Your Mama came out, what, 10, 15 years ago, something like that? I don't know. Definitely not when I was back here.
No. But
what are these guys up here?
This used to be a little store and it became a tobacco place. There's another elementary school back there.
Okay, yeah, Tobacco Tavern. Yeah. When I was here, this used to be a Sonic. That's not anymore. They leveled this thing. So I remembered what used to be up here. It wasn't a Napa. Yeah, right here we're gonna turn. This was an old Western Auto when I was a kid. My dad and I used to live, I think, right here where this pile of crap is. Look at that old house. Is that burned out? Yep, that's burned out. My uncle used to live right here. That house is gone. I think that was my man's house right there. You definitely see some older houses in this part of town. I had filmed an outro with Beavis in Ville Platte, but the audio didn't work. So here we go. I hope you guys like the newest video. We're gonna have another one, this one on Karen Crow, coming up soon, like hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And we are gonna try to post more in this coming year. I really hope you guys like the video. If you do, please hit the like button. And more than anything, please subscribe if you haven't yet. We're really trying to get the subscriber count up, because if we can get to the point where we can monetize the channel, then we can sort of fund some trips, you know, to maybe go a little bit further out and do some more stuff in Louisiana. But see you guys next time.